Looks like it's on. Yeah, it's on. Yo, what up, man? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury of your life. It's real shit, though. Of the jury of your life. Because seems like to me, as I know, I was requested by someone who obviously was on my old page, was asking for old sounds. I gotta respond to that person, so I just been busy. Why calling your race black in English is a curse. Now, first things first, we're gonna checkmate the Hebrews real quick. You can't get involved in this conversation because y'all say Israel is black onto the gates of the ground, and look, I'm comely but black. So y'all are no help. And actually, y'all spellcasting as are contributing to this fuckery, whether you mean to do it or not. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not just gonna fully blame the black Hebrew Israelite followers. I'm not just gonna say all of them are just wicked people and they're just spellcasting. No, the leaders are. The people are the people. They're just like any sucker or any fool or any slave. And it's no offense to nobody, but it's like that's how they look at them. So I'm not arguing with them. I'm not saying that. You can follow and believe whatever you want. The problem's coming in when nobody's doing any real studying, and they know they're not. And it's kind of sad because we have spoke about dispelling already on this page. We've talked about dispelling. We talked about black magic. We've told you guys what you're in. I have. And don't worry, I'm pretty positive later this weekend or next week, somebody's going to redux this information because, first of all, I don't give it out to fucking keep it. And then second of all, I ain't never heard nobody talk it. So I can see people already stealing it. Okay. White magic versus black magic. Let's just go through the attributes of black magic first. Service to self, self-empowering. Working with demons, gods of the underworld, and the unconscious mind. Focused on destruction of illusions. That's an interesting one. We're going to talk about that in a second. Often socially unacceptable. Okay. White magic. Selfless. Serves to others. Working with angels, aka angels, gods, star beings, and other light beings. Focused on positivity in creation. Often socially acceptable. Okay. Now, I know I do a lot of jousting on this page. I know I do a lot of barking and stuff. And I actually need to, and I'm supposed to, because in order to get to the light, you got to go through the dark. And since a lot of people are stuck in the dark, it's kind of how you got to jab at them. But at least I'm going to give you some type of science. So let's look at black magic. Let's retrospect that. Does that sound like the American blacks, the American Negroes? self-serving, service to self, self-empowering, black girl magic, black excellence, blacks better, original people, don't burn in the sun, blah, 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 blah. Sounds like them. Not saying that that's how they originally talked or did, but that sounds like them. All right, what's the other one? Working with demons, gods of the underground, and the unconscious mind. Demon time wants to worship all these dead ancestors, wants to worship Egyptian gods, which they have no relationship to. And the unconscious mind. Who do they give it to? Who was Brother Polite able to play? Who was Rashid Jamal able to play? Who was Young Pharaoh able to play? Excuse me. Nature Boy. How was Elijah Muhammad able to have all those kids out of wedlock with underage girls? A lot of them were very young. Dr. York. See, I keep going with this shit. It's unconscious minds. It's people that don't know anything. Focus on destruction of illusions. This is a deep one. I want to talk about this because what illusions do black people destroy, or the American Negroes? What are they trying to destroy? Spook man narrative, countless other things. White guy's the hero. Okay, that's destroying illusions. I can't knock that. I can't argue with that. But those are attributes of black magic. I've already explained white mage and black mage before. I've already explained this. Okay, let's go even deeper. Let's go somewhere else. Where is that? The practice of referring to people of African descent as black gained wider prominence and acceptance, particularly in the United States during the 1960s. Say it loud. I'm backing up, bro. How much exposing did we just do? That's a checkmate to Sinetta. That's a checkmate to all Pan-Africans. That's a checkmate to all pro-blacks. What do they always say? Kemet means black son, black. The practice of referring to people of African descent as black gained wider prominence and acceptance, particularly in the United States during the 1960s. So they're done. They're done. That Sut, black Kemet, black. No. I'll prove it again. I'll prove this shit again. Hold on. Oh, better yet, hold up. Scroll down. Black people. Indigenous African societies do not use the term black as a radical identity outside of influences brought by Western culture and temporarily anthropologists. That's another checkmate. Why am I doing that for them? Because they need it. The people that the people that have been claiming Pan-African for so long, they've been lied to by these demons for so long. I figured somebody's got to help them out. There is no Africans that called themselves black. Just like there was no Indians that called themselves black. We were reclassified, right? So are you. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Remember, this is in America, United States. Here's a breakdown of the historical context. Earlier terms, before the 1960s, terms like Negro and colored were commonly used to refer to individuals of African descent. Hold up. You got El Negro all the way in South America. Okay, you got colored in 1705. So they put both of them in this spell, right? Am I correct? Remember, it's a chessboard. Always remember that. You're dealing with light and dark. You're dealing with knowing and unknowing. So you can be in your feelings all you want, but I'll give Charleston White that. Get out your feelings, nigga. Listen. Black Power movement. The Black Power movement in the 60s played a significant role in promoting the use of black as a term of racial pride and self-determination. Or, yeah. Now, why the fuck would they do that when we integrated? For some reason, all the feds is around these niggas. All these niggas end up being dope fiends. What the fuck did they do? What do they say about Crips and Bloods? Let's keep it real. They didn't start out like that. They were political community groups, right? Broke off of the Black Panthers. Right. But wait a minute. You already know what black means. We've already discussed this. Remember, it's black magic. You already know what it means. Just like I tell people, the American Negroes knew what a dark and stormy night was. They knew what being casted into the eternal abyss was. They were reading the Bible before they were integrated. They already knew what a dark and stormy night was. They already knew what this word means in English. They knew what it meant. But for some reason, you got to get these spellcasters around, these political groups, Black Panthers, these entertainers, Jane Brown and them. They got to put this spell on your fucking head to make you racially proud of it. Remember, you're integrating, making you racially proud to determine yourself as black. When in English, which is a spell casting language, black magic itself is telling you it's self-serving, it's self-empowering. Okay, who's the one saying it's not cool for people to say white power but walk around with black power shirts on? Who's the people saying it's not cool for Susan and Becky to praise themselves, but we can have Lakeisha and them talking about black girl magic? Who's doing it? And how do you not see the wizardry at work? Stop. Get out your feelings, nigga. Deal with what you're going through. Remember, you're still 13%. You can't go nowhere. You can talk about hidden numbers all you want. You guys can't unify at all. You can't walk down the street and look at a nigga and say good morning without him fucking wanting to shoot you. You can't do nothing positive. Which is what? White magic, selfless, serves to others. You can't even get in it. You can't even get in it. Because they have trapped you in this name, this title, this spell. Where was it? Reclaiming the term. The adoption of black was a conscious effort to reclaim the term that had previously been used negatively. What the fuck are they talking about? What does that even mean? What does that mean, reclaiming the term, when we're speaking English? You're in an English game, a system, has a constitution, all different types of stuff. You know what? Fuck that. Fuck that. Watch the movie. It's free. Called A Colored Life. The Herb Jeffrey story. It's free.
Keep your teams aligned on the latest plans.
Hold up. It's free on YouTube. You can watch it.
Threw you down that black, unless they didn't like them.
Detroit, Michigan, 1920.
In the ghetto.
Married against all odds.
Detroit, Michigan, 1920.
I lived in the ghetto during the Depression. We had many races living. We all got along very well without money, without hardly any money. We had a lot of Jewish people there. We had what we were called during that time Negroes who lived there. They didn't call people black unless they didn't like them. At that time, Negroes who lived there. They didn't call people black unless they didn't like them.
Now that's a guy from the Great Depression talking about how we were in the ghetto and there was a lot of different groups in there and we all got along. And the people that were there at that time were called Negroes. Nobody called them black unless you didn't like them. Before integration. Didn't I tell you that the American Negro, could read before they integrated? He just told you because it's 1920. So that means all the movies where they keep talking about we use the word black and we didn't have a problem with the word black, they are lying. They are lying through their teeth and they can make up all the crap that they want. They're full of shit. Even Prince Hall is the leader of the African Lodge. It's not the Black Lodge. They would never say nothing like that. They're Masons. They know better. They would have never called him no African because can't no African run nothing in another nation. So you got to remember, this is the beginning of the corporation. You could not call nobody no fucking African. What you doing here, boy? The fuck, you a long way from home, boy. Ain't no fucking Cuban Americans at this time. Ain't no fucking none of that shit. None of it. There is no color differential unless you want to talk about white, but we already know what that is. We know what that is. You are mistaking pale skin just like y'all do by calling brown people black. Be the weirdest shit ever. It'd be a Will Smith looking motherfucker. They call him a black person. It's like, where the fuck do you see black at? Not his character, his skin tone. Where do you see black at? A fucking Gregory Hines or something. It's like, it's a black person. Malcolm X, a black person. How? Nigga, like, you gotta make sense what the fuck you saying. Martin Luther King. How the fuck is he black? These people be copper, gold, and red bone, or like brown, You know what I'm saying? Gold and copper tone. It's like, how the fuck are you calling them black? I know what black look like, and I'm not saying that there ain't no people that are like indigo. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that's what we call them, indigo. We never used that terminology. Nobody in ancient times used it in the sense that the English language is using it because it's a differential. It was a dark and stormy night. It was a great white light. It's a nice shiny day. It's like, bro, it differentiates itself to where nobody should be getting confused with this. But people do all the time. 13%, gangbangers, drug dealers, problems, all types of stuff. Shift in popular usage. By the late 60s and early 70s, black became a widely accepted identifier and it appeared in numerous contexts, including academic programs and cultural centers. Okay, doesn't that sound like MK Ultra? Ain't that brainwashing? That's brainwashing. As far as I'm concerned, that's brainwashing. If I let you hear from somebody back in the day and they like, yo, nobody was even like calling us that was like a disrespectful term. And then they say, oh, later in the late 70s and stuff. And remember, all these dudes is on welfare. These are all the broke ones. These are all the broke ones talking about what we is. But back when we knew we was, we didn't even have these problems. While black became more prevalent, African American also emerged as a widely used term, particularly starting in the late 1980s. Look at this shit. Look at it just keep you taking you further and further away from real history, from real reality. Western world. You can read this shit. It's like black is a racial classification of people, usually a political and skin color based category for specific populations with a mid to dark brown complexion, often in countries with socially based systems of radical classification in the Western world. See? So you can't even take this shit back east. It's only over here that they're using this shit. You can say that, now, but it's like it didn't start over there. It started over here. The caste system in ancient times wasn't based off of black and white in the sense that y'all are saying it. There was what you would call black Romans. There was what you would call white Romans. There was what you would call Latin Romans. Like, this is real shit. There was what you would call black Africans. There was what you would call white Africans. There was what you would call fucking like a Arab like an Arabian African. You know what I'm saying? There were so many different cuts. But only on the West did they take a group of people that they had already reclassified and then reclassified again and then reclassified again and then reclassified again and then reclassified. This is the only fucking group on planet Earth that has had their name switched multiple times. Bro, it had to have started here. It says it started here. The whole switch up started here. It's showing itself. Then you think about the Martin Luther King situation and how he was a communist and who he was working with. And it's like, think about what they're trying to do to New York with that one guy. I'm not even trying to be political. I'm saying, look at his agenda. It doesn't sound like the Empire State to me. It sounds like a free-for-all starve zone, but whatever. What's the ghetto and who's in it? All these free programmers, man. All this darkness. Look at this. It's not even respected. The word's not even respected. Several American style guides, including the AP style books, changed their guides to capitalize the B in black following the 2002 murder of George Floyd, an African American. The SAS style guide says that the B should not be capitalized. See? Why? Why? Because it's darkness. It's a negative. It's not supposed to be capitalized because it's not something that is capitalized. Look at this up top. Look at this shit. Look at my Aboriginal brothers. Look what they say. In other regions such as Australia, settlers applied the adjective black. Adjective. You're a noun. Hello. Adjective. You're a noun. Hello. One more time. Adjective. You're a noun. Hello. In other regions such as Australia, or the Australias, however you say it, settlers applied the adjective black to the indigenous population. It was universally regarded as highly offensive in Australia until the 1960s, 1970s. Who did that? Spellcasted motherfucking American Negroes. Spellcasted American Negroes. Come on now. Black was generally not used as a noun because it's not. Linguistically, it is not a noun. It is an adjective. So the Aboriginal brothers knew this and they weren't going for it. But rather as an adjective qualifying something other descriptor. Black blank. Black chair, black hair, black shoe. As desegregation progressed after the 1967 referendum, referendum, my bad. Some Aboriginals adopted the term following the American fashion, but it remains problematic. Maybe that's why I'm talking, because it remains problematic. Aboriginals don't like that shit. And if you want to say the American Indian, the American Negro is the Aboriginal, then it makes perfect sense why I don't like that shit. If I'm showing you that the original people from the Americas, even the original people in the 1920s, all the way in Detroit, they're like, nigga, we didn't call each other black. Nobody called themselves that. Unless you didn't like somebody. Aboriginals all the way in Australia, they're like, we're not jacking that. We're not feeling it. Sounds like a global call, don't it? Oh yeah, I told you that already about the indigenous Africans societies. They never used the term black as a racial, identity. They never did. So my question is this: is it fair to ask? Are we having these difficulties in this society simply because maybe it's a spell? And if you only work with one side of duality, you're only going to get one result. I mean, if I'm being fair, if I'm showing you something I'm not going to say I shouldn't be showing you, but something you should have found out on your own. You should have been researching this type of science a long time ago. And it's not scary. It's not a bunch of potions and nothing. No. It was never potions. It was heroin. It was opium. It was opioids and hallucinogens. That's all they had. That's all it was. Alcohol and shit. Those were the potions. Now deal with the magic, which is spells. They've always admitted that. They've always seen a motherfucker reading out of a book, saying the shit out loud. They just put the add-on to it. They just put the add-on effects with the smoke and the mirror, the add-on effects. But no, it's the words that are getting people. So maybe the people that are in the darkness, because I slip up, I call us that shit still. I know it's all around us, but it's like maybe we should look at the other side of the board and stop crediting these people on skin tone. Like, because there's so many different skin tones. How y'all all niggas, but y'all be like red bones, y'all be brown, y'all be fucking copper tone, y'all be dark brown. It's like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Clearly, it's not about skin tone. So why do we keep doing that? Why do we keep wrestling with the concept of being black instead of just being? Because we let these people take a status that you see all these other foreigners are claiming too. So clearly, they're not white people. It's a status. Well, I say let's go one step further. Forget going on our checks and balances and their, job certificates. No, forget whiting yourself on that. No, don't do that. That gives them more numbers. White yourself up here. Give your brain a chance on this and really check out the duality in it. Read the math. Do the science. It's all about me. It's all about me. Selfish. Self-love, know thyself. All this self stuff, which made what? The whole group selfish. Now they don't feed each other. They don't try to help each other. No. They eat in front of each other and do the dozens, talk bad about each other. See, it's not about you can only serve one master. No, it's about what is the energy base that you have been surrounding yourself with. I said energy. I didn't say a made-up title that they gave you. No, energy. And why every time you release this so-called positive energy, it's only towards yourself. It's self-loathing. It should be community work. It should be charity work. It should be hand-to-hand, reaching out. That's the type of energy it should be. It's not working that way. So, hey, from the light show to you, I just wanted to show that it's not about racism when we're talking about light and dark. When we're talking about this magic, it doesn't have nothing to do with race. And you cannot take the spectrums of the duality and try to make them your own when they are a status. It's a descriptor. Hope this video has been helpful. You know what I mean? Enjoy your 4th of July. And hey, really enjoy it. Really realize something. This color shit really ain't got nothing to do with it. It's got to do with the duality of the mind. And can you hold the keys to that Solomon's temple without it getting destroyed? Goes.
Go for the magic.